So many brands lose so much money every single day by not having their website optimized. So in this video, you're about to watch a long form CRO audit that we did for a brand that is based in Singapore and they are selling furniture. Now, this year alone, we did $15 million through A/B testing, data, and psychology for our clients. So we took all of this knowledge, put it in this audit. You can take these insights and test them out on your own brand and make millions of dollars every single year. This is a very highly valuable video. So please let me know if you like these kind of videos. If you have any other topics or you want me to roast any other website or audit a website, drop it in the comments and I'm going to do my best to reply to it. So let's get into the video. I would like to start by pointing out something on the desktop, and it can be applied on mobile too. So about this bar, this is one of the most important, I would say, elements on the website, just because it's super high in the above the fold. 100% of the traffic sees this, and because you're on the desktop here, you don't have to make it act like the mobile view where it just slides. You can just put them here in the middle, and then here you can put 3 or 4. This will say things to the customer way faster. They will understand a lot more about your store super quickly. And in this case, please, for the love of God, send people, once they click in here, don't get them to the return and refunds. They just got to know you. It's the first seconds communicating, and they click on those. So make sure you take them on the collection page, because we always want to take user to the next step. We don't want to take them off the buying journey. The return and refunds might be some section that they might need to go maybe after they purchased or right before they make the decision, not right in the beginning. So this is crucial. We tested it many times. This is why I'm saying this. Now, let's get to the mobile. First, I notice here that we have carousel on the homepage section on the above the fold. I have it right here. So one thing that I would highly advise is to have one static image instead of the carousel. There are so many studies, and we tested it on our own clients. More messages, what I mean by more messages is more carousels, sliders, means no message. So more messages means literally no message. We want to keep one clear message, one strong USPs that really resonates with the ideal customer, social proof potentially, and then a big call to action. I would suggest to make it a bit bigger. So this is crucial. We tested this. It added approximately, there is a high winning rate with this test. Approximately, it was about 20K, just because we were having just one message. It was no distraction. So yeah, pretty cool. Might worth testing. Next one is add a search bar after the header for quick navigation. So we have this one that is small, but if you can imagine, if you can think of Amazon, we tested this hypothesis on stores with a lot of SKUs. Your store has a lot of SKUs. By making the search bar literally bigger, it will get way more engagement and users will get where they want to go faster. This is incredibly helpful for new customers and for recurring customers. And in this case, let's say I'm going to put table here. I would want to have the suggestions, or not just suggestions, but popular search terms right as I click on this one. Instead of right when I'm here and I just press on it, I want to have popular search terms. This will help customers to not think too much. If they think too much, it creates cognitive friction. If it creates cognitive friction, it increases the bounce rate on the website. So this is another quick thing. Now, let's go to the mobile menu. First things first, I really love the fact that you guys introduced images in here. My concern would be that the photos might be too small. So to make sure that this is improved and it improves the navigation, one, I would move the search bar. If that specific test, let's say we test this, it's not performing really well in here, then we move it in the menu. That usually also, it's like a secondary variation, just because the user behavior is different from website to website. So what would I do here is I would potentially remove some of the links here that are distractions. So for example, these ones, they can be moved to the footer. They are already in the footer, but we can just remove them from here. We check up with heat maps and we see what links are not being clicked and what links are not driving revenue. In this case, for example, my rewards right now might not be as helpful at this step. Maybe they don't really care about gallery, art collections, or maybe even this. So we want to see which ones are being ignored, which ones are not driving revenue. We remove them, we create so much more space. And in this case, we can play around and enhance this navigation. So the fact we can make them bigger, they will associate the photos way faster in their mind, their text, and right now they don't have to get super close so they can actually see the photo. It will make it super easy. It will improve the navigation. You guys will make so much more money. Now, this is step one. Step two is if we make more space, we will have some free spots in here to talk about your unique selling propositions, or we can talk about the refund guarantee, the exchanges. We can talk about the social proof, how many thousands of customers you guys have. This will reassure them on their buying journey that this is a legit brand. We want to answer all their questions, like, oh, what happens if they have subconscious fears and questions in their mind. So throughout the funnel, as they are buying, we can quickly show them some small unique selling propositions that tackles one of their potential objections. You guys will make so much more money. It's crazy, but it's this is what CRO is all about. Yeah, and everything that I'm saying here needs to be A/B tested because you don't know what works until you test it actually. And what I would do, an extra, is I would add a bestseller label or hot or on demand right now. So for example, we make this more visual and we add a small soft label that says on the sofas or whatever it is. Let's say we go to a subcategory, we add by type, and then we put bestseller in here. This will help you guys with merchandising because you will have more predictability on what is going to be sold. And usually the 20% brings 80% of the revenue in a company. So this is number one. It helps with merchandising and predictability, cash flow predictability. And two, and also stock forecasting. And two, herding. This is a psychological effect called herding. If people know that that's the bestseller, then they will trust it and they will buy it as well, which increases the conversion rate for that specific product category, which is insane. So this is exactly what we want. Now, let's move on to the next step. Collection page. I'm going to go now to one collection page. So actually, I would like to go to a different one where I saw that we have some categories. So let me please go to, let's say tables, table by type, dining tables. Let's say we have them here, right here. Perfect. So a couple of things I would do here. Number one, I love the fact you made the images big. I would do some slight changes. Number one, this one takes a lot of space, and this one could be potentially removed in the footer if this is for SEO purposes. Or if it's super important, it can be minimized and put some icons instead in this area. So that's number one. And why would I do this is because when a person gets to the collection page, we want them to see the products, not to see text. And then if they start to scroll, it already creates friction. We want to show them as fast as possible those specific products. This will help you guys too much. And to minimize space even more, I would make these ones circles. And I would maybe choose and look for different photos, but I would make them circles so that we save even more space. And once somebody lands on the collection page, in this case, they will see the products starting from right here. This will make it so much easier for them to get where they want to go to explore more products. Number one. Number two, actually, I think it's number three. I would put here bestseller labels as well on the products that are actually bestsellers. This will help again so much with merchandising. We tested it so many times. It's such a good test. It's crazy what happens in the people's mind, but they trust other people, and this can be called bestsellers or our favorite or number one, top favorite by our customers. Things like that. That's such a good job. So let's move on to the next one. So the product page. There are so many things that I spotted in here, but I'm going to talk just a little bit. So I would remove the SKU. Nobody cares about that. I would remove the home. Even if this one, it's for SEO purposes, you can hide it with HTML coding. And now we save more space. We already raised this even higher. The quantity button, we noticed that people don't really use it, the quantity button in here necessarily. So this one will save, again, so much space. In this, I'm not really familiar yet with the brand, but what would I do potentially is guide the user on what to do if, like, how actually they should choose the product. There we can add some guides, or two, even a phone number that attaches and talks to an expert, because this is a higher ticket store. So people might need some assistance. If you guys could do that, you will get so many other phone calls, but your sales will increase so much. Because we noticed that on high ticket stores, people usually scroll lower and they try to talk with support, and usually a support like text isn't enough for them. So if you can have fast support, you answer to their questions, you guys will make so much more. Crazy. Now, another thing, now that we save more space in here, these dots are quite confusing actually for customers. So we noticed through a lot of A/B testing that if we add photo thumbnails, like instead of having the dots, we put the photos as rectangles and or squares, and we just put them like that. Now this will enhance product exploration even more because people will understand better that actually you guys have a lot more photos to discover. And in that case, this one will make a difference. Another advice would be the pricing. It's when we label save 29%, people are already used with discounts so much and it doesn't mean anything in their brain. They don't actually see the value. But when you put, in this case, I'm just going to shoot some number. I'm not going to do the math, but it's like instead of save 29%, it's like save $100. You do the math for them. Now they see the value. It's like, oh my God, this is on a sale. It's like, I'm going to save $100. This is such a good deal. And then they buy it. So that's another one. Now, in terms of model here, I would maybe play around and try adding some photos, some small ones, like swatches, but a little bit bigger, to see if helps with conversion rate. There is a lot more that I would do here. I would potentially even try introducing here or on the cart an option to show in payment with installments. For example, it can be Klarna or ShopPay, Afterpay, whatever you guys have more orders with. You see usually people buying with it. We can show it in here, and that minimizes the amount that that product actually costs because now they see that they can pay in installments of $100. So this minimizes risks, and usually people like to pay less. This reduces the anxiety, and your conversion rate increases, potentially even your AOV. So these were just a few ideas that I had. I talk a little bit, a lot more than 7 minutes, but I would really want to know your guys' feedback. And if you guys would be interested to talk more about the website, about how to optimize it, so you guys become way more profitable, increase the user experience, I would love to. So please let me know your feedback and have a good day. Bye.